Hello everyone, welcome to the second video series. This is the series that is going to take you from a complete beginner on Pixellab to a professional designer. So let's get started. You're a complete beginner, so let's see how to get you started. So we have a text on the canvas right now. If you don't know how every single thing or everything here is looks like or it's called, you can go ahead and check on the video on the description, or the video which is going to be appearing on the top of this video right now, or maybe just go and check out my last video on video number 1. That should be what is going to orientate you. So let's get started. Now what you need to do is click on this A icon on the dashboard here and click on the pencil tool to edit what you have to write. And let's say you don't have anything to write. Let's just start with a particular quote. And so I'm going to delete this and I'm going to click on quotes right here, and it's going to carry me to the quotes section where I have to choose. And let's see, maybe I want a motivational quotes, or maybe something really good. Let's click the motivation and go maybe to something like inspirational. And let's say we just choose any of the quotes here. Let each man exercise the art he knows. And so let's click. This is a very nice quote. And first things first, it's good. I can go ahead and make this to be 3 lines by pulling it here. If you make this to be more lines, I can go and scale this up, and I can go and rotate it depending on what you want, but I want it to be upright in like that. And to know if it is all lined up, and click on my grid and try to line it up. Okay, and you can see the bottom lines up very well, the lines of the grid, so it's all good. So I can put that in the middle. If I don't know where the middle is, I go to where we say relative position here, and I click on those 2 buttons in the middle, to one and the one up, and there it is highly centered, and I click on OK. Now I can go ahead and move around and go down to fonts, AB fonts, and then change the way this thing looks, because right now it doesn't look really fancy. I can go ahead to click for some fonts, look for something really good, and maybe try and put that. These fonts come with Pixellab by default, but you can still download some fonts from the internet and add to it. So let's get some fonts here. This one looks nice, and so we can go ahead and style this out. We can bold it, and it looks great. And so we can give it some colors by going to the color and clicking to change the color, or maybe just change the color here, move around and try and make something you want. Maybe I want to stick with black for now, but I may change it later. So let's go ahead, and I want to give some spacings to the word. So I click on spacing and I click on words, and then I increase the spacing, and you can see each word separate from each other, and maybe some little spacing with the letters as well. And so let's get some spacing out of the letters as well, and then words again. And so that's what we have there. And the next thing I want to do is align. So now you can see what this align works with if you have so many things here. So let's say I wanted to fill the whole space. I can go ahead and align this that way. It fills it up, but I don't want it that much, so I can align it just like that at 60. And maybe now come down to stroke. Remember, we said stroke was a very important thing. Once you click on it, the text changes, and now it really looks good, but the stroke width is on 4, and you can go ahead and increase that by increasing this. Now mind you, it may look good as you increase it, but more it looks really messy. And so you just want to take just a little bit of the stroke and you want to be careful while using it. And so we can go ahead and work with that stroke more and change the color of the stroke. And so this now looks really good, and you can go ahead and work with different colors if you want. The white is also an amazing color, and you can click the pause icon to find a color you want. I always love a color like that, so this is an amazing color. It's like a color that makes something glows. So let's go ahead, and so I click on OK, and maybe we give it some shadows. In I want to give it some blur and a little bit of observe. Now this, I think this inner shadow, so let's give it some outer shadows there. Opacity, I reduce it a little bit because it's just too much. The blur, you want to make this at your own taste, and maybe we can glue it and reduce the offset a little bit, like there was light on the front of this text, and it's just so powerful. You can change the glow color, all depends on you, and we can make it always black. Black looks like shadow, and so emboss is where we give it some light. And remember, the light, you want to make the light stay in front of it and also in the direction in which the shadow cast in the opposite. So let's give it some intensity, increase it because the shadows are hard, and so some ambient light to it, specular hardness. Just reduce the hardness, or maybe just take it one step backward, or now include stroke. Let's see, maybe you can go ahead and play with that. It all depends on your creativity, what you want to do, and you can enable the stroke if you want to. And so that's looking good right now. And so I may like to maybe put this in a box. So I may like to add go to plus icon and add shapes. And so I want a shape, and I'm going to modify the shape right here, and I want something black or maybe red, whatever. I just accept this, or maybe give it a green color. And remember, I cannot edit this box right here on the A mode, so I need to go to the diamond icon here, and I can send this one. I can click to back so that the text appears in front, and I want to change the color of my background there, that background green. I just think it will be best. I'll go to this color here and click on that and click on OK, and then go ahead and put it at dark because I think I want to pick up this shadow. I want to remove that shadow I put on the background. It doesn't look really good for me, so I'm going to click on OK, and then what I have to do is click on the layers icon here and click on this middle button and click on both, then click on the button that says merge, click on the button and confirm, and now I should have these two properly merged together like that. Now they are one object, and I can go ahead and use my erase color. Remember this thing, the erase color, you click on it, you enable it, and then you pick a color. Let's say we pick black, and then we click on OK, and all the black color has disappeared. And you can also increase the tolerance a little bit just to have what you want. So we have something, as you increase it, you have something like a transparent color, which you can actually play with it to have a transparent text. So this is the art of creating a transparent text. So if you want to create something transparent, that's how you do it. And so you can go ahead. Remember, tolerance is going to always try to remove all the color, and so you can smooth the edges if you want to. And remember, as you smooth the edges, it picks up and maybe try to fly away all, but it's okay. So that is it. I have a transparent text here, and I may want to change my background. Go to background tab here and go to colors, And let's say I take a color this time around, and let's take a white color. And so I have my text there, and maybe I just want to change this background. Let's change it. I don't like the white color. Let's go to images. I think there are more images here, and so let's choose a color here, and this is looking not bad, but my color is the color of the background doesn't allow the text to show off, so I can go ahead and change the background a little, and this looks not too bad. But just playing with it, you can actually fall with the white one. Now this looks great because it looks calm and simple, and anyone can see this. Let each man exercise the art he knows, and this is probably nice and good. And so, okay, and we have something to work with. Okay, now that we have so many things to work with, we can go ahead and click on this tab and remove everything again. And this time around, I want to edit my text, and I want to give it a welcome text, or maybe just write the welcome. I'm gonna click on OK, and I want to scale this up and go ahead and give it some font. Nice font. I'll go to my fonts. I have extra fonts here downloaded from Google. With time, I'm going to show you how to add some fonts, but you want to have a nice font. Whatever, just get a good font. And so maybe this one is okay. The welcome is okay, and maybe I just look for one more and see if okay. So I'm just lazing around right now looking for fonts. If there's a font which can actually tie with this, then I'll have to use it. If not, then let's see that. Maybe I just use a timeline for this one. It's a big welcome, and so maybe I want to reduce this a little bit and maybe put it at the top there and copy that and take it down here and edit it. And let's give it to and let's copy that one more and edit it. Pixellab training, or maybe Pixellab for beginners. So let's give it for beginners, and okay. And so I have something here. This is cool, and we can allow like that. And so I have welcome to Pixellab for beginners, and I already have a poster there. I can go ahead, change background, and click on image and change. Let's look for a good image. Okay, some image come with their sizes, and so okay, so I think I'm fine with this, and I'm going to go with this background, and I may want to change the colors of all this. Maybe want to give this a really different color, so I'm going to come back to the A icon, and I'm going to give it some, maybe some embossed here, and give it some, just to make it come alive, increase the intensity a little bit. And this one, same thing, emboss, make it come alive and give it some intensity. And then what I want to do is change the colors a little bit. So give it some color and maybe gradient. I love gradient colors. Let's manufacture a gradient color. So we click on the first one and click on OK. Sorry, we click on colors, gradient plus. Click on this first one, click on the color button and choose a color for this. And then click on the second one, click on the color button and then choose a color for that. And now I have two colors I can play with. I may want to change this color a little bit so it doesn't really look so okay. So there, we've got these colors all mixed up. Now remember, I love mixing wild colors, but okay, so this is that, and so I can give this color to it, so I can give that gradient color to this as well, and then go ahead and give some little color, maybe the same color or maybe just this color to it, and we have something here which looks like really nicely designed, but still I want to give it some shadows to look like it was 3D. So I'll go back and get to shadows and enable it, and then give some blurry shadow, that glow. We enable the glow effect, and then reduce the opacity a little bit and maybe color the shadow, give it some okay. It's really shiny right now, it looks like it's glowing, and that depends on the shadow we've given for the color. The colors we've given for the shadow, sorry. Okay, so let's get back to shadows. To shadow right here, and try and look for color that can match. Blue color is not that bad. This is not bad either, but I think black still stays cool. And the same thing here, shadow color, we give it some, enable that, and give it some black color. So let's go ahead and give it this black, and then try as much as possible to reduce the opacity downward, and give it some dark. So you can work with the reduce a little bit just to increase that. And looking at the text here, you see the difference between the welcome, Pixellab, and 2. 2 just looks like it has been stamped, and we can give it some shadows to to make it come alive. And so you just go down to the shadow, enable shadows, give it some black color, and maybe reduce the opacity a little bit, increase that, and give it some of this, and some nice good color to work with. If you want to blur this out, make sure the color is good enough. So if you look at everything right now, it looks alive and fine. And so we've just created a very nice image here, and it looks good to look at. And so this is your assignment. You have to create something like this or something even better and submit to me. You're going to find links under this YouTube video, or maybe you just submit it to me on the WhatsApp group. So see you on the next video.